We presented a united front throughout NATO and in the Pacific. The Quad is, with the possible exception of India being somewhat shaky on some of this, but Japan has been extremely strong, so has Australia, in terms of dealing with Putin's aggression. I'm pleased to see American companies stepping up and doing their part in what you're doing in terms of donating to Ukraine and winding down your operations without anybody requesting. I want to make that clear. You're on your own winding down operations in Russia. Not all, but many have. Not only you, but around the world. And for the first time on that subject, let me say this. For the first time that Putin began amassing troops along the Ukrainian border, I call for an emergency meeting of NATO in Europe to make the case that we had to be united. The one thing I'm confident, knowing Putin fairly well as I guess another leader can know one another, is that he was counting on being able to split NATO. He never thought NATO would stay resolved, stay totally, thoroughly united. And I can assure you, NATO has never been stronger or more united in its entire history than it is today, in large part because of Vladimir Putin. And but you know, in response to his aggression, there has been we presented a united front throughout NATO and in the Pacific. The Quad is, with the possible exception of India being somewhat shaky on some of this, but Japan has been extremely strong, so has Australia, in terms of dealing with Putin's aggression. We presented a united front throughout NATO and the Pacific. And you did a hell of a lot to help us impose sanctions and incur costs, real cost, on the Russian economy. And we're seeing now that it mattered. It was really important what you all did, not every one of you, but I'm not suggesting you all had to, but those of you who did step up, it made a big difference. And I'm personally, as president, grateful for that.